this is Amber Buholtz, and this is my entertaining speech. For my urban legend, I chose the Great Stork Derby. The Great Stork Derby happened in Toronto, Canada between 1926 and 1936. The Great Stork Derby was a result of a rich lawyer's last will and testament. This rich lawyer's name was Charles Vance Miller, and he was known for his love of practical jokes, ones that often played on people's greed and hypocrisy. In his will, he wrote, "This will is necessarily uncommon and capricious, because I have no dependents or near relations, and no duty rests upon me to leave any property at my death, and what I do leave is proof of my folly in gathering and retaining more than I acquired in my lifetime." Over the next 10 years, there were 6 main competitors in the Great Stork Derby. The Great Stork Derby was a result of the part of Miller's will that stated that the balance of Miller's estate was to be converted into cash 10 years after his death and given to the woman who gave birth to the most children in that time. If there was more than one woman who had the same amount of children, having the most amount of children, if they tied, the estate was to be divided among them evenly. So over 10 years, there was a mad race in Toronto, Canada, to have the most children that you possibly could. However, there were a bunch of restrictions during this race, where the children had to be legitimate, stillbirths did not count, and the children had to be recorded by a county clerk or something like that. Because of these clauses, a lot of women were disqualified from the race, and a lot of the children did not count in the race. By the end of the 10 years, there ended up being 4 winners that split the main sum of the cash. These winners were Annie Catherine Smith, Kathleen Ellen Nagel, Lucy Ellen Timlick, Isabel Mary McLean. These 4 winners had 9 children apiece, and they ended up splitting his estate, Charles Miller's estate, which was worth over $750,000 by the time the race ended in 1936. Each of these 4 women ended up getting over $125,000 apiece, and in 1936 that was worth a lot of money. This money was enough to put their children through college, buy them houses, cars, anything that they needed over the next however many years. Because of this race, these 4 women and their families were able to live happy, easy lives. In addition to these 4 winners, there were also 2 others that received $12,500 each because of their close calls to winning. They were Lillian Kenny, who had 10 children, but 2 were stillborn, and Pauline May Clark, who had 10 children, 5 sets of twins, but several of her children were illegitimate, therefore she could not qualify as a winner. Some of this estate was also paid to the Toronto Welfare Department. Though Charles Vance Miller had no children of his own and was a bachelor, through the Great Stork Derby he ended up fathering over 36 children that will all remember his name, because he's the reason that they have such a good life now.